Payoff pitch, gets him. Backdoor curveball, and he struck him out. John Connors goes down on strikes.
Good bounce back there from McDowell to strike him out after letting the first two batters, first home run, second one on base.
In the cleanup for the Corn Dogs, Nolan Lasky, first year with the Corn Dogs. We'll see if he can start it off hot. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball.
You know, I can just tell by his physique, he's a big hitter. Tell.
McDowell checking on Billy Jones again. You have to with how fast he is. A little bit of a quick pitch, leaves it inside for ball one. Excuse me, ball two.
Surprised Billy Jones hasn't taken off yet. McDowell hasn't really looked his way that much, but he will now, yeah, because I said it. Always happens.
Pitch from McDowell. Big run. Billy Jones goes. Throw down. Not in time. Billy Jones with his first stolen base at 2025.
There you go. Just like I said, he did take off on that pitch.
McDowell
Did get the strike.
McDowell tapping his chest, looking at his catcher, saying, "That's on me." He had been slide stepping, went back to the big step, and Billy Jones took advantage of it. But he did throw a strike to Nolan Lasky, so it'll be 2-1. Looking at Jones on second. Lasky takes a hack at the slider, sends it back to the wall, and all of a sudden it's 2-2.
Yeah, good fighting back there by McDowell, going down early and count, fighting his way back. In a 2-2.
McDowell looking at this here. Payoff pitch to Lasky. Paints the outside corner on a fastball, and he'll get his second strikeout of the inning. There's 2 outs. And that'll bring up Braylon Holland. Also his first at-bat with the Corn Dogs. We'll see if he can fare a little bit better than Lasky.
Well, he's got a runner in scoring position, so he's got a chance to start his Corn Dog career off right.
0-0 pitch from McDowell. Swung on, big swing by Braylon Holland. He wanted all of that one, and it's 0-1.
He really did want to start off his Corn Dog's career really hot, huh? Stance is a little weird, too.
0-1. Big curveball. It's chopped to the third baseman. Picks it up, throw to first. In time, and the Muskees are going to get out of the inning with just the Christian Holmes home run. Corn Dogs pick up 1, and they're down 2-1 to the Beecher Muskees. We'll be right back with Corn Dogs Baseball. Welcome back to the top of the second. Beecher Muskies lead the Lake County Corn Dogs 2-1. Corn Dogs gave up 2 in the first and struck back with the Christian Holmes leadoff home run. Adam Walters going to get strike 1 to the first batter he faces. Second pitch, swung on, fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-2.
See how Walters bounces back after a pretty shaky top of the first inning. Did get out with only 2 runs.
Payoff pitch from Walters. Left high for ball 1.
It's going really quickly, huh? Speeding up the game a little bit.
He does like to work fast, and he's starting to pick it up even more here. Shakes off a couple signs, sees one he likes. Big leg kick, chopped into right field, foul out of play. He stays alive.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get a base runner on and he can do that windup all he wants. It seems like he's more comfortable doing that.
Tyler Brody at the plate, trying to stay alive here. 1-2 from Walters. Taken inside for a ball, went back to that slider, couldn't quite get it there.
I thought that was going to be pretty close. I thought umpire was going to call it.
2-2 from Walters. Fouled back to the screen. Brody stays alive again.
No, I've said this on the broadcast a couple weeks ago, but is it bad that I still flinch when a foul ball goes back my way, even though I know there's a fence? Even in the press box where I have a window in front of me, it's a problem.
2-2, chopped to the right side. Picked up by the second baseman, throw to first. Nice and easy. Great play from the rookie Max Finn there, and there's one away.
Way better start to this half inning for Walters.
Yeah, I think Walters would much rather see a ground ball to second instead of a bunt down the third baseline with the first pitch that he throws. That'll bring up Carl Gotch, the catcher for the Muskies today. First pitch he sees from Walters. Big leg kick way inside with the fastball, and it's 1-0.
Gotch does not have a hit on the year in 2 at-bats. Looking for his first for the season.
Pitch from Walters. Check swing, but he didn't check it enough. That's a strike. Great pitch from Walters there. Slider on the outside. Gotch tried to hold back and just couldn't quite get it. 1-1. Walters working quick. Big leg kick. Leaves the slider outside. Ball 2.
See if he can get control of that slider back.
2-1 from Walters to Gotch. Hits him. Fastball, middle of the back, and Gotch will take first base.
Well, that's a way to get probably his first time on first base on the season. Probably not what you prefer, but you got to get there some way.
You don't like to get hit, but you do like to get on base. 1 man on, 1 out for Quentin Alexander.
He has not played yet this season for Beecher.
Playing short today. We'll see how he can open up his batting debut. First pitch taken outside for ball 1.
Now Walters, I mean, even more of a bounce back now after hitting the guy right in the back. Obviously, it's not something he wants.
Yeah, it rattles you a little bit as a pitcher when you hit somebody like that. This one chopped foul. John Connors, 6-4-3 double play. Easy inning for the Corn Dogs, and they get out of it with no runs scored. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Beecher's still leading your Corn Dogs 2-1. Welcome back to Legacy Fields. Bottom of the second here, it'll be Max Finn leading it off as he fouls the first pitch he sees from McDowell back to the screen. 0-1 for McDowell. He gets up quick on the rookie Max Finn. 0-1 pitch taken inside for ball one. Went to the off speed, couldn't quite get it where he wanted it. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Flown high into right field. It's going to be in foul territory. Will it get out? Running for it. Sliding catch, and what a catch by Gayton. Nolan Gayton gets over there, and sliding catch in foul territory makes the first out of the bottom of the second.
That was a good play. Went right in the nice wet and muddy area. Probably has it all over his uniform. He don't care. He got that out. What a catch. What a play.
After a play like that, you'll get as muddy as you have to get. That's a badge of pride with a catch like that. Adam Walters trying to help himself out, and he sends the first pitch he sees back over the screen into the parking lot.
Hopefully no cars were hit.
Walters down 0-1, facing his Beecher Muskies counterpart. McDowell. Curveball under the zone. Looked good from here. The umpire didn't like it. It's 1-1.
Walters had 9 hits on 40 at-bats last year.
1-1. That one was right down the middle. That's the pitch he was looking for. And it's a strike. 1-2. McDowell got that curveball exactly where he wanted it. McDowell takes a breath, sends it in, and Walters fights it off down the right field line, out of play. Stays alive. It's still 1-2.
Good fight in there for Walters. McDowell's also going fast. Both pitchers going pretty quickly this game, trying to get in a rhythm.
1-2 again for McDowell. Goes to the off speed again. Walters, very good take, leaves it outside. And that's a tough pitch to lay off of. I'll tell you, I would have been swinging out of my shoes at that. 2-2 from McDowell. Goes to the curveball again, leaves it inside again, and it's a full count. Walters looking at a lot of very good pitches here. It's working out for him. He's making McDowell throw a lot of pitches. Full count offering from McDowell with one away here. And he rings him up on the outside. Walters thought he walked. The umpire said otherwise, and you cannot locate a fastball any better than that.
It's got to be one of the worst feelings when you're throw the bat and you're already walking towards first base. Turns out you actually got struck out. Then you have to take that walk of shame all the way back to the dugout.
The rookie Jack Salzider playing left field today for the Corn Dogs. He'll take a fastball way up inside, and the umpire's going to say it nicked him. And we're going to have a man aboard here on the hit by pitch. Jack Salzider, welcome to the Corn Dogs.
Not even, yeah, first at bat, first pitch in this league. He gets hit by, just got him there a little bit. Still enough to take a base. You'll take that.
Right fielder Josh McGowan coming to the plate with a man on and 2 out here in the bottom of the second. Takes strike one right down the middle. A little bit of off speed. Don't know if he was expecting that, but it's 0-1.
Josh McGowan from Maryville. Not too far away, just down the street there a little bit.
0-1 for McDowell. No picks over, not in time. Salzider's in easily. Taking a little bit of time here is McDowell. Checks Salzider again. Picks again, not in time again. Salzider's back on second, getting dirty a little bit.
Hey, maybe Salzider's going to throw McDowell off of his rhythm a little bit.
Seems to be thinking he's going to steal at some point.
He's got that big lead over there.
Goes for a slide step, leaves it high. Fastball, almost the same spot as last time, above the zone, and it's 1-1. He's making McGowan wait for it with all these pickoffs. Go to the slide step again. This one grounded to Ruzic. Easy play to first. And McDowell gets out of the inning with no damage done. Almost a 1-2-3, but nevertheless no run scored. We'll head to the top of the third. Corn Dogs still down 2-1. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Jed TV. Welcome back to Legacy Fields. We have the top of the third here. Top of the third here. Corn Dogs down 2-1, and Adam Walters still doing work on the mound for the Corn Dogs. He'll face off against Andrew Olzelski, who bunted his way aboard in the first. Big leg kick from Walters, and the first pitch is chopped foul down the third baseline.
Yeah, we'll see a bunt to start the game. Very interesting one. Has a different approach at this at-bat. Maybe Walter's expecting it this time.
We'll continue to see that big leg kick from Walters as he comes out of his windup. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Olzelski. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Walters quickly ahead 0-2. We'll see if he can terminate. Had struggle in that first inning, working deep into counts. See if he can avoid those situations here.
Yep. The third baseman was in for the Corn Dogs. Steps back now with an 0-2 count, but he was in. That's makes a reason why he does not go bunt.
0-2, way outside, ball one. Got away from Holland there, and he just wanted that one too bad. Sometimes you try to put everything you have behind it, and you just hold on to the ball too long. That's what that was.
You know, I'm just going to say he had a wet ball. That's an excuse.
Strike three, rung him up. That was a changeup right down the middle, and Olzelski knew it. Walters picks up his second strikeout of the night, and there's one away here in the top of the third.
Yeah, that was a difficult pitch to swing at. Stared right at it. Went right down the middle.
Bring up Zach Rusich. 0-0 pitch from Walters. Check swing, and he didn't check it. Good pitch from Walters. Couldn't hold back, and it's strike one.
Now we're seeing the Walters you probably saw most of last year.
Pitch again. This one ripped right at Holmes. Backhands, and he can't hold on to it. That'll be a base hit for Rusich as that one gets behind Holmes. Difficult play for Holmes there. It was a backhand, short hop, and he just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah. Big hit there as well. Pretty fast, so threw Holmes off there a little bit. Couldn't control it. We've seen some of that already throughout this game. A lot of errors.
That'll bring up Andy Gayton, playing right field for the Muskees today. First pitch that he sees, inside to the lefty. Ball one.
Now we'll see if, Walters can get back to what he was doing to start this inning, not get thrown off a little bit.
Walters takes a little look at Ruzic over there. This one drilled right at Nolan Lasky on first. Struggles to pick it up. Gets it there. There's one out. Ruzic moves to second. 2 away here in the top of the third.
Yeah, I'll see maybe the dirt being a little bit away. We saw first baseman struggle to pick it up there, so it seems like maybe something with the field, making fielders, struggle a little bit to corral the ball. Or maybe it's first game jitters. I don't know.
Could be either one. Gets the out anyway. Then moves Zach Rusic to second. And that'll bring up Mark Dye in the cleanup spot. Takes ball 1 in the dirt.
Now let's see if Walters can get out this inning unharmed.
Walters seems to be really settling into his rhythm here. Didn't have any problems in the second. No major issues here. Kick and deal. Driven right back up the middles. Walters gloves it. What a play. Flip to first, and he gets out of the inning. That was driven right back at Walters. Did a little pirouette to pick that off of his shoelaces. Nice little flip to Nolan Lasky at first, and he's out of the inning. Corn Dogs, no damage done in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the third. We'll be right back. Corn Dogs Baseball on Jet TV.
Guy out, get Kearney out, get 2 outs in the inning.
All right, he's not even looking at him. 2-2, bounced down the right field line. It's Lasky, and he got it. 2 outs away. Nolan Lasky easily fielded that bouncing ground ball, stepped on the bag, and now there's a man on second with 2 outs. And Banco is just that much closer to escaping what has turned into kind of a nightmare 5th inning here for the Corn Dogs.
Yeah, and with the offense, I mean, only scored one run so far this game. You know, it's going to be hard to come back. And to let up no more runs would be successful, I guess, after this poor start.
Nolan Sacco takes the first pitch he sees, fouls it back to the screen, and he's behind 0-1.
Big lead on second base. Maybe he's realizing that Banco's not even looking at him.
Now with 2 outs, Banco has better things to worry about as he gets ahead 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Great curveball. He almost had Zacco stepping out of the box, and it ends up middle in the strike zone, and he's ahead 0-2. Trying desperately to get out of this inning is Banco, and we'll see if he can do it here. 0-2 pitch. Another one, and he leaves it just high. That was almost the exact same spot. He was looking for a backwards K, couldn't quite get it. It's 1-2.
Yeah, man, he wanted that. He wanted to get out of this inning. It's only 4 runs allowed.
1-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen again by Zacco. Still 1-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, can't give up this at-bat here. That'd be very deflating.
1-2 from Banco again. Curveball rings him up on the outside corner. What a pitch. He painted it with the curve to escape the inning. And Muskies do put up 4 runs. It's 6-1 Muskies heading to the bottom of the 5th. This is Corn Dogs Baseball on Jed TV. The Muskies are going to send McDowell back out to the mound here in the bottom of the 5th, and really they have no reason not to. After the leadoff home run by Christian Holmes, he has been absolutely locked up. First pitch to Jack Salzider, and he leaves it outside for ball 1 on the lefty.
Now, the Corn Dogs' offense has been pretty subpar in this game.
Swung on and missed by Salzider, and he gets back to a 1-1 count.
and now down 5. But you had a mentality that you've had to score runs anyways. It was a 1-1 game. You've had to score more than one run. And now, I mean, it just speeds up the process.
Fouls it back to the screen, and McDowell gets ahead 1-2. See if he can execute here. He hasn't had an issue doing it for the last 3.5 innings. We'll see what he has dialed up for the rookie Salzider. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled, way out of play behind the fence, and it's still 1-2. Salzider hanging in there, trying to make this a competitive at-bat.
See if McDowell throws something to try to get a swing and miss here, because Salzider will probably try to chase it, knowing that he's down by 5.
1-2. Fouled. Back to the screen again. 1-2.
Almost got him to hit there. Just got the tip of the bat, hit that foul ball. Keeps that bat alive.
McDowell keeping all these pitches very close to the strike zone. I'm wondering when we'll see a chase pitch. Goes inside with a fastball and doesn't get it. It's 2-2. Salzider looking good here in this at-bat, fighting off pitches and taking when he doesn't think it's a strike. So far, he hasn't been wrong. 2-2 for McDowell. Fouled back to the screen again.
You're right. McDowell has very rarely thrown it outside the strike zone so far. Good to keep that bat going.
McDowell, long look in here. Shakes off a couple signs. 2-2. Fouled back to the screen. We are seeing a ton of pitches at this at-bat. Salzider doing a great job of making McDowell throw. Now there's going to be a little meeting on the mound here. Starting to get a little frustrated with Salzider, maybe.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe Salzider can make the most of it and get something going here. The leadoff, it's bottom of the 5th.
If you're Salzider, if you can see this many pitches and ended up on first base, that's exactly what you're looking for in this situation. 2-2 from the break, and he doesn't get it. It's 3-2. Fantastic at-bat from Jack Salzider. You know, in my high school team, anything over 5 pitches was called a QAB, and he's way past that. Swings through it, though. McDowell wins the battle on a changeup right in the middle of the zone, and so ends the at-bat of Jack Salzider, but did a great job of watching pitches and making McDowell work in that at-bat.
Yeah, good vision there. Did not, chase any pitches like I was going to say he might have. That one there was right down the strike zone, just a swing and a miss there.
First pitch from McDowell. High and out. Ball 1. 1 out here. 1-0 pitch. Grounded to the left side. Third base has it. Easy throw. And he's out. There's 2 away here for the Muskees. And that's what McDowell has been doing all night. If it's not a strikeout, it's an easy ground ball. And Nolan Zacco had no issues with that whatsoever.
Well, we go from, about an 8-pitch at-bat to a 2-pitch at-bat? That seemed a lot quicker.
We'll see what Christian Holmes can do here. 2 for 2 on the night with a home run in the first and a single, and I believe it was the third. We'll see what he can do here in his third time facing McDowell. Seems to have him figured out so far. 0-0 pitch. Checks his swing, and it ends up below the zone. Ball 1. Went to a curveball there. Great take by Holmes. From McDowell. Line right back up the middle, and he's going to have another one. That's an easy single for Christian Holmes, right past the head of McDowell.
Yeah, Holmes really does have him figured out. Maybe we should go tell the dugout, maybe what he sees, because obviously he sees something that no one else is seeing.
Christian Holmes, 3 for 3 on the night, and that'll bring up Billy Jones.
You got to get Billy Jones to get on base, get the speedster on base.
1 on, 2 out in the bottom of the 5th for the Corn Dogs. They're down 6-1. First pitch to Jones, right down the middle for strike 1. McDowell seems to like to lead with that off speed right down the middle, and I think it's just tricking the Corn Dog hitters because they don't expect it. 0-1 pitch in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 here from McDowell. Gives a little check up to Christian Holmes on first. Slide step to the plate. Goes for the outside corner and misses. Great curveball there. Very good location. Just missed the outside corner. Great take by Billy Jones.
Yeah, we're seeing not too big of a lead on first base over there.
2-1 pitch. Holmes takes off. It's a hit and run. Single into right field by Billy Jones. He'll head for second. Holmes rounding third to the plate. Throw not in time, and Billy Jones has an RBI double off the hit and run. It's 6-2 Corn Dogs.
Hit it right in that back corner where the right fielder had to run all the way over there. Left enough time for Holmes, who did take off going for that. Probably the only reason he got home on time. The only player to touch home for Corn Dogs does it again. 2 runs already on the season for him.
That is about as beautiful as a hit and run can be executed, and it works out perfectly for him. Still 2 outs here, but a man on second for John Connors, who was a big hitter last year, still trying to get in his rhythm so far this game. First pitch to the left-handed Connors, way outside with the fastball. It's ball 1.
You also have a really fast runner there on second base with Billy Jones. Maybe that throws McDowell off even more. Trying to get back in the right mind space for that big hit.
Gives him something else to think about for sure. Billy Jones always a threat to steal a bag. 1-0 to John Connors. Swung on. Fouled down the left field line. It gets down. Strike 1. It's 1-1.
And Billy Jones is already at home plate. That shows you the speed that he has.
Anything out of the infield is definitely scoring potential here for Billy Jones, and that's exactly what you need if you're the Corn Dogs to get back in this game. One with 2 outs. The pitch to John Connors. Outside again. He seems to have been struggling a little bit with these lefties. He doesn't want to leave it too far in, especially to Connors. Very good hitter. And he's been leaving that fastball outside pretty consistently here. 2-1. Leaves it outside again. Ball 3 to Connors. And he is in a very favorable count here. He does not have to swing at anything that isn't exactly where he wants it.
There you go. You predicted it right to the outside.
3-1. Curveball right down the middle. That backdoor curveball is so tough if you're a lefty. It looks like it's going to be exactly like one of those fastballs out in the other batter's box, and it comes into the zone. Works back to 3-2 here. 3-2 to Connors with 2 outs and a man on second. Payoff pitch from McDowell. Fouled back to the screen by Connors.
Yeah, this is a big at-bat here. Trying to get out of this inning. If not, I see some action going on in the Muskies bullpen over there, so this could potentially be his last at-bat. Maybe.
We'll see the full count repeat here. 3-2 pitch to Connors, and he leaves it outside again. Connors draws a walk. Men on first and second for the Corn Dogs.
Hey, it looks like he's going to stay out there for at least one more at-bat. Now with runners on first and second, still only 2 outs.
First baseman Nolan Lasky to the plate now. Had a great game defensively so far. We'll see if he can turn that into some offense here in what is turning into a big spot for the Corn Dogs. And it looks like we might have seen the last of Brooks McDowell. Manager coming out. Might just be a mound visit. Haven't seen anyone leave the bullpen yet.
No, maybe just trying to calm him down a little bit.
Possibility is definitely there. I would say this is probably one of the toughest spots he's been in so far. He has been very good at keeping people off the bases, and he will stay in there.
There you go. He's got to be in these situations sometimes throughout the season. So might as well get it out now. First game.
See if Nolan Lasky can figure him out in his 3rd time facing McDowell so far. Men on first and second. 2 outs for the Corn Dogs. They've put up 1 in the inning. It's 6-2. Seeing if they can tack on a couple more here, close this game. Pitch from McDowell. Curveball right in the middle of the zone for strike 1.
He's got some good movement on his pitches. Got to give him credit there.
He has been very good at using that curveball against the lefties to go backdoor. Haven't seen it a ton to the right-handed hitters. Goes to it again and gets the low outside corner. That was another painted curveball, and he's quickly up 0-2 on Nolan Lasky.
gotta fight here if you're Lasky. This is a big spot for the Corn Dogs. Checking up on Billy Jones. This is driven into right field. It'll be foul. Still 0-2 for Lasky, and that had a chance of getting down. That would have been huge.
Yeah, it would have scored 2 runs. We would have been back to only a 2-run ball game. Instead, an 0-2 counts still with 2 outs.
Lasky got to come right back in battle here with his back against the wall. 0-2. Payoff from McDowell. Curveball in the dirt, and it's a pass ball. Billy Jones will head to third. John Connors will go. Hard round from Billy Jones, making the catcher think a little bit. He'll go back to the bag, and it's second and third Corn Dogs.
Hey, I'm surprised he didn't try to go all the way. He was already like halfway through the base path, just kind of walking, checking there.
And the spot just got a little bit bigger. 2 men in scoring position for Nolan Lasky in a 1-2 count with 2 outs.
Yeah, big position, but all it takes is, one nice pitch, get him out. Don't even got to think about it anymore.
On any given pitch, it could happen. 1-2. McDowell not liking what he sees here. A couple of shakeoffs. Checks up. The pitch. Check swing, and he got him looking. He held the swing back, but it was right in the middle on the curveball. He freezes Lasky to get out of the inning. Corn Dogs do put up 1. It's 6-2, and we're headed to the top of the 6th. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Jed TV. Welcome back to Jed TV, Corn Dogs Baseball. The Muskies lead the Corn Dogs 6-2 in the top of the 6th. Garrett Banco still on the mound facing Tyler Brody, and that pitch is inside for ball 1.
See if Banco can get off to a better start. Had full bases loaded with no one out in his first inning.
1-0 pitch to Tyler Brody. Inside again, and it's 2-0. And that's a little bit of what we saw in that last inning, getting deep in counts and then not being able to finish them. 2-0. Swung through by Tyler Brody for strike 1. Gets that fastball on the outside corner. Tough pitch to hit.
Yeah, just throwing straight heat.
2-1 from Banco. Big kick. Fastball right down the inside corner of the plate. Freezes Brody for strike 2. And he battles back to a 2-2 count. Much more favorable if you're Banco. 2-2 to Brody. Driven into right field. This one's back to the wall. It'll get down. Brody heading for second, and he'll have an easy stand-up double.
Yeah, it's going to happen when you keep throwing those fastballs. You're going to get one.
I thought Josh McGowan might have had a chance at that, but that ball just kept carrying and carrying. And Tyler Brody has an easy double.
Yep, let's see if
Banco can settle in a little bit.
It was a
Runner on
much better job of Banco from battling back to that 2-0 count to a 2-2. But yeah, if you give somebody enough fastballs at this level, they're going to hit one of them. Bring up Carl Gotch
up to bat.
The catcher. Inside fastball again. Garrett Banco has been leading with those inside fastballs, and when he gets the plate, they're good, but he has been struggling to find that consistently so far this game. 1-0 to Gotch. Curveball froze him, strike one. That was a beautiful bender. That started way up high and came down to the zone.
Especially after throwing 5 straight fastballs. Definitely makes it a lot harder.
1-1 from Banco. Hits Gotch, came inside with that fastball again, just a little too far, and there's men on first and second now with nobody out. This is where Banco's got to be careful. This is the position he got him into last inning, and he didn't fare well. See if he can get a quick out here, put himself in a more favorable position.
No, I know that did not feel good. I heard it all the way up here. Hit his shoulder. Seems all right, standing on first base. Looks just fine.
I'll bring up Quentin Alexander. Shortstop so far from the Muskees. Had a solid defensive game. Swung on and fouled back into the glove. And it's 0-1.
Now, if you're Banco, Alexander's the 9-hole hitter, you're thinking, I got to get a strikeout. There's no other option here.
And I didn't hear a tip on that, but nobody advanced on the wild pitch, so I'm guessing it was a foul ball. And Banco is ahead 0-1. Goes to the curveball, and it's fouled back again. Quickly ahead 0-2 is Banco, and we'll see if he can finish this at bat with a few more pitches. Still first and second. Could easily be some more runs here for the Muskies on a base hit, but Garrett Banco looking like he might show signs of settling in a little bit here. Payoff pitch from Banco. Curveball fouled way back over the screen. Alexander stays alive, and it's still 0-2.
Yeah, Alexander's fighting this at bat, not letting Banco get anything easy on him.
Very good choke-up swing there from Alexander. He shows signs of being able to do that. He was down 0-2 in his last at-bat as well. Ended up striking out, but fouled off several pitches first. Leaves that curveball outside, and it's 1-2.
Now, if you're Banco, you can't have another long at-bat here, as now the Corn Dogs have some movement going on in their bullpen.
Banco long looking at his signs there. 1-2 to Alexander. Swung on and missed. He gets Quentin Alexander. And there's one away here in the top of the sixth. And that was a huge strikeout if you're Garrett Banco. You needed that one bad.
Well, not only for his confidence, but also now you have one out with the runner on first base. Now gives you an opportunity for a double play ball here.
Yeah, runners on first and second. And getting that strikeout, and you don't want to trade outs for runs at this point, being down 4.
Absolutely
That
not.
strikeout was big. First pitch, swung on and missed by Andrew Olszewski. Gets ahead here. Looks like he might be settling in. That's a great thing to see. You don't want to run through too much pitching here.
No, especially not opening night. Don't probably want more than 2 pitchers.
0-1 with one out to Olszewski. Spiked in the dirt. Muskies runners will go second to third and first to second. And it's second and third now with one out. And this is it's not a position you want to be in if you're Banco. You need a couple strikeouts here, maybe a couple ground balls to the infield, and you want to minimize this damage.
Yep, now that takes away the double play ball, and now you have 2 runners in scoring position, so a single now would score 2 runners, and essentially, I wouldn't say end the game. There's still a ton of time, but makes it a lot harder.
Garrett Banco pitching from his windup now to Olszewski. Leaves it inside, almost hit him, but didn't. Ball 2, 2-1.
Now, you're right. If he doesn't get that fastball to the plate, it does look not good at all. Almost hits him, had to move out the way.
Garrett Banco here, 2-1 pitch.
Squares around a bunt, and it's foul down the line. That was almost another beautiful bunt by Andrew Ozelski, but it rolls foul, and it's touched foul by Holland. And it'll be strike 2.
I'm sure that caught Benko off guard as well.
Benko saw what happened to Adam Walters with his second pitch of the game, squared up a bunt perfectly down the third baseline, and he came pretty close to doing it again there. But now it's 2-2 with 1 out for Garrett Benko. And Benko is up there ready to go, waiting for Ozelski to get in the box. Two. Takes it low for ball 3. The catcher liked it. The pitcher liked it. The umpire didn't. It's full count here. And this is another big spot for Benko.
Absolutely. Can't have a bases loaded opportunity again.
3-2 pitch taken inside, and it's a walk. Bases are loaded with 1 out for the Muskies.
Well, let's hope Benko does better last time than compared to last time when he had full bases. Let up a single right down the middle. Extended base hit. Scored 3 runners. So hopefully not repeating.
He's got 1 out here. Double play ball would be huge. Anything to the infield is potential. 0-0 pitch. Chopped foul down the right field line and out of play. Zach Rusich been very good at the plate this game. And he's in a big spot here. Muskies could come pretty close to putting this one away with a couple of runs in this inning. Benko, the 0-1, drilled over the head of Finn, and that's going to score 1. Muskies are going to go station to station on the single by Rucic, and it's 7-2 Muskies. Still bases loaded, still 1 out. And that's a tough spot. A couple more times of that. Just little. That wasn't hit hard. It was a good pitch by. It was a good pitch, but it was just out of reach of Max Finn, and it drives a run in. Andy Gayton here now with the bases loaded still. Backdoor curveball, and that'll get in for a strike.
We'll see if you do something similar to McDowell did against lefties. Maybe Benko is going to do that one too.
Benko, the 0-1, goes to it again, and it's a Finn. Oh, it's between the legs of Max Finn. That'll score a run. Another runner. Throw to the plate. Not in time. It'll score 2. Runners are going to end up on second and third for the Muskies on a 2-run error by Max Finn at second base.
Yeah, we've seen some sloppy infield play this game. Couldn't corral it. He was thinking double play before he even had the ball in his glove. And catches him off guard, gets through him. Allows 2 runners to score, and now the score is 9-2. And the manager's coming out probably the end of Benko's night.
Yeah, and that was not on Benko at all. That was exactly what he was trying to do. He got his ground ball to the infield. That was a textbook double play ball. And Finn just took his eye off it. It just got underneath the glove. 2-run score. It's 9-2 now in the top of the 6th for the Muskies. I'm wondering who we're going to see on the mound now for the Corn Dogs.
Yeah, so shaky start for Benko. Then he kind of settled in a little bit, had bases loaded again, and had that double play ball, just couldn't get out of it. Not really his fault too much, as I believe that's number 32 coming out. Pitch.
Pitching change here for the Corn Dogs. Second of the night. Third pitcher of the night. Adam Walters with the start. Garrett Benko came in for 2 innings of relief.
32 on the roster is Owen Wilkowiak, but he's listed as an outfielder, so...
And we'll see Owen Wilkowiak, one of the returning pitchers on this pitching staff. Had limited innings last year. But we'll see what he can do here. Coming into a really tough spot. Second and third with 1 out. In what's turning into a little bit of a blowout game. And this is a tough spot to come into for any pitcher.
Yeah, absolutely. He's from Crown Point, so he's in his homeland here. Plays at P&W. Yeah, tough spot to come in here.
It maybe is a little more relieving that you're already down by 7. Maybe makes it, like I don't have that high of expectations, I guess. Still only 1 out in the top of the 6th.
Wakowiak, known as a big power guy with a great breaking ball that he uses to just completely fool hitters. He's got that sharp slider, and he also have a slower curveball that he'll break out sometimes. And sometimes that curveball just looks like a frisbee coming to the plate after looking at his fastball a couple times because he throws hard.
Yeah, with runners on second and third base, you're going to need these guys chasing. You're going to need strikeouts. You don't want any balls to be in play at all.
Also very good at getting ground balls with that slider. Doesn't move a lot, but it is sharp. It makes for a lot of weak contact. And that's exactly what you need in this situation. Mark Dye will come to the plate for the Muskies. Had a very good game offensively so far. First time facing Wakowiak. We'll see how quickly Owen can settle in here. Going from his stretch. Slow kick and a fastball right down the middle. Caught by Nolan Lasky at first base. Runnels will scurry back to their bags. Still second and third, and a very quick out there from Owen Wakowiak. Nolan Lasky snagged that quick line driver right out of the air, and there's 2 outs in the top of the 6th for Camden Kearney.
Yeah, that was a good first pitch. Good start to the night.
1 pitch, 1 out for Wakowiak. First pitch to the lefty. Right down the middle for strike 1 with the fastball.
There he goes, already settling in very quickly. We've seen some issues with that for these corn dog pitchers to start the year.
0-1 pitch, chopped to the right side, and it's brought in by John Collins. Leaping grab by Collins above his head. And Owen Wakowiak throws 3 pitches and gets out of the jam for the corn dogs. Muskies do plate 2. It's 9-2. Heading to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Jed TV. Welcome back to the bottom of the 6th. Muskies lead your corn dogs 9-2. We're still going to see McDowell on the mound. Still no reason to take him out. Only 1 run given up since the home run in the first.
Yeah, he's been great throughout this game, and also now with a 7-run lead. No reason, no pressure, really, to take him out of this game.
1-0 pitch. Goes to the curveball inside, can't quite get it there. 2-0.
Now, if you're the corn dogs, I know you're down big in this game, but you still need to get the offense going. I mean, it's still opening day.
Goes to the breaking ball away, still can't get it to the zone. It's 3-0 here. And very quickly down in the count is Brooks McDowell. 3-1 pitch. Popped up. It'll be Ruzic underneath it, and they make the play easily. Ruzich backed off of it at second base. It was Gayton that came in from right to make the play. Regardless, there's one away here in the bottom of the sixth.
Yeah, getting under it on the 3-1 count. Probably isn't, the happiest guy on the planet.
Max Finn coming to the plate here against Brooks McDowell with one out. Leaves it high for ball one. You can tell McDowell's starting to get a little tired. You can see his arm starting to drop on some of these pitches. It hasn't hurt him so far. This one driven through the right side. It'll be a single for Max Finn. Almost a throw to first by Gayton, but he bobbled it, and it's an easy single with one out here.
There you go. I mean, we never know. We're down by 7, but hey, it's baseball. You never know. You can start a rally. I mean, that's how you start it. Just get it running on first. Get it going a little bit.
Adam Walters trying to help himself out here. Started this game, see if he can still help from the other side of the field. 0-0. This one driven right back up the middle. Caught. Double play attempt to first. And they're going to say he got him. I don't know that I agree with that at all. But what a play by Chris Rusich. Snagged that one out of the air and threw behind Max Finn. And the umpire gave him the call. Easy out to the inning for McDowell, not having to throw a ton of pitches, helped out by his defense. Corn Dogs still down 9-2 as we head to the top of the 7th. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Region Sports Network and Jed TV. Welcome back to the top of the 7th. Muskies escaped the bottom of the 6th with no runs. Still see Owen Walkowiak in for the Corn Dogs as his first pitch is flown out of play by Nolan Zacco.
There's a couple of fans out there in those far right bleachers. Hey, one of them got that foul ball. You can go to the concession stand and get it, trade in for an ice pop. Looks like a little bit older of a person, maybe not too excited about an ice pop, but hey,
a little bit
ice
of
pop's
a
an ice pop
chilly
at
night
any
of
age.
year. Walkowiak leaves the slider outside, and it's 1-1. Walkowiak still looking very comfortable here. Came in a tough spot, got out of it with just 3 pitches, came back and got ahead in this count. 1-1. Strike right down the middle. It's fouled back to the screen. 1-2 for Owen Walkowiak.
Yeah, and obviously, down 7 runs. This still is kind of like, I wouldn't want to say an audition because it's not like for other teams, but for later in the season, you can have more trust with Korviak to put him later in the season.
1-2 payoff pitch, check swing on the curve. They're going to say he went around. Throw down to first for the drop third. Nice and easy for Holland. And there's one away here for Owen Walkowiak. Great pitch.
Kowiak's going quickly, too, getting these guys out. Love to see it.
Tyler Brody coming to the plate now with 1 out, as Nolan Shako got sawed off by that curveball. First pitch to Brody. Curveball freeze right down the middle. Walkowiak
very good thus far at getting ahead in these counts quickly and then finishing them just as quickly. 0-1. Fastball swung through for strike 2. 0-2 count here on 2 pitches for Wakowiak.
Koviak's got some good stuff already. Starting the season strong.
The contrast between his fastball and his curve is so drastic. Payoff pitch from Wakowiak. Swung on and missed by Tyler Brody. The curveball got him again, and it's another strikeout for Owen Wakowiak. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th.
See, going through him really quickly. See if he can get out of this inning.
Wakowiak now faced Carl Gotch, the catcher for the Muskies. Very good day at the plate thus far. Wakowiak's first pitch, fastball right down the middle. He is just pounding the zone right now. When you stay that consistent in the strike zone, it makes it that much harder to lay off of the pitches that you put just outside. 0-1 from Wakowiak. Fastball in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1.
Well, that one was pretty easy to lay off when it goes into the dirt.
2 quick outs here for Owen Wakowiak, trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. 1-1. 2 Gotch. Fastball outside for ball 2. And I like that pitch. That's a good chase pitch. That's a very easy pitch to swing at. Carl Gotch laid off of it. 2-1. Fastball not right down the middle. Missed inside. 3-1. That looked good to me. Umpire didn't think so. 3-1 count for Owen Wakowiak.
3-1. Are we expecting another fastball here?
3-1 pitch. First trouble Wakowiak's been in. Swung on and missed by Gotch. And it works to a full count with 2 outs here.
See if he can fight back and get him out. A little bit longer of an at-bat, but he'll still take a quick inning.
Trying to battle here for Owen Wakowiak. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He gets him with the high heat. Carl Gotch just sat down on strikes, and Owen Wakowiak goes 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. Still 9-2 Muskies. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Corn Dogs looking to put some runs up on the board. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Region Sports Network and Jed TV.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 7th. We're going to see a pitching change here for the Beecher Muskies. Jack Calejo coming into the game. Very solid outing from Brooks McDowell. 2 runs through 6 innings. We're going to see the young kid take it over here. His first adversary is going to be Jack Salzider. Little battle of the Jacks here.
Little battle of the Jacks. Yeah, you're right. Just want to say, has a 7-run lead. So for Kaleo, it's always nice, easier to get a save.
Kaleo's first pitch taken high for ball 1.
Let's see if he starts on the right foot. Don't want to let Corn Dogs have any sort of momentum. 7-run lead, but that can go away quickly.
From the windup is Calejo. Second pitch swung through by Jack Salzider, and it's strike 1. Well-located fastball on the outside to the left-handed Jack Salzider. 1-1 pitch from Calejo. Goes outside again. No chase. It's 2-1.
Yeah, he wants Salzider to chase there. Does not get him.
2-1 pitch from Calejo. Goes for the outside corner and misses again. 3-1 here. And that one was much closer to just being a location pitch than a chase pitch, and he just couldn't get it there. 3-1. Salzider looking for a walk. Swung on and fouled back into the umpire. Looks like he's all right, but it's full count. We've got a little rally cheer going here. The Let's Go Corn Dogs coming from the bleachers.
Hey, first game, I guess it's never too late, huh?
3-2 to Jack Salzider. Payoff from Calejo. In the dirt for ball 4. Salzider draws a walk. And there's one man on with no outs. The Corn Dogs have their leadoff man aboard.
Perfect at-bat for Salzider. Had a long at-bat and gets on base.
It's going to bring up Josh McGallen for the Corn Dogs. See if Calejo can bounce back from that. Very competitive at-bat. Threw a lot of good pitches, but Salzider was just too disciplined up at that plate. First pitch to McGallen. Popped into center. Under it is Ozelski. Head back to first. Will Salzider, and there's one out here.
Good play to get out there quickly, get under it. Now, if you're Calejo, you're probably, sweating a little bit. You're like, oh, no, I can't let this one, drop. Not a very good start at all.
Up to the bat, one of the only bright spots in the Corn Dogs offense so far today. Christian Holmes went 3 for 3 off Brooks McDowell with a home run in the first, a double, and a single. See what he can do here. First pitch from Calejo. He takes it for strike 1.
See, facing a different pitcher for the first time. Speaking of first time, this is Calejo's first time pitching this season. So thrown into this game, already up 7. Good opportunity for him.
0-1 to Holmes. A little bit of a bender, doesn't get it enough. It's high and inside for ball 1.
See if Holmes can get a nice pitch here. He can swing for the fences for.
1-1 from Calejo. Pops it up high to the right side. Will it get out of play? No, it will not. It is caught by Tyler Brody for out number 2.
Some good, fielding. No really errors too much for the Muskies here compared to the Corn Dogs. Had a, few of their problems.
I lost sight of the fielder on that foul ball, but the umpire made the signal, and it'll bring up Billy Jones with 2 outs and a man aboard. First pitch from Calejo. Taken for ball 1 by Billy Jones. High fastball, and he laid off of it well.
Good bounce back for Calejo after, having a long at-bat, giving up a walk.
1-0 pitch. Spiked in the dirt. Salzider will go for second easily on the wild pitch, and it's 2-0 for Billy Jones.
Let's see what Billy Jones could do now with the runner in scoring position. Put some pressure on Calejo. I mean, I don't know if he really thinks that one run is, super catastrophic at this point if you're the Muskies.
But if you're the Corn Dogs, one run is where it starts here. Billy Jones trying to get it started. 2-0 from Jack Calejo. Taken, strike one, curveball right down the middle to Billy Jones.
That was a good pitch. Caught Billy Jones off guard.
And at 2-0, you don't have to swing at anything you don't like. Billy Jones laid off the curveball, didn't get his call. 2-1 here. This one popped into left field. Dye is under it for the easy play. Corn Dogs are retired in the bottom of the seventh. Calejo gives up no runs in his debut. And it's still 9-2 Muskies heading to the top of the eighth. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Region Sports Network and Jet TV. Welcome back to the top of the eighth. Muskies lead the Corn Dogs 9-2, and Owen Wakowiak still on the mound for the Corn Dogs, trying to work quick as he has the last two innings. Ground ball, John Collins knocks it down. Throw to first. Not in time. He knocked it down and made the play, but the throw took Nolan Lasky off the bag, and the Muskies are going to have their leadoff man aboard.
So we have Cornelius right in front of us. Dancing, having a little bit of fun, you know. You need to have some fun at the ballpark, down 9-2.
Always fun when Cornelius is around. Andrew Ozelski coming up with a man on for the Muskies. First pitch from Wakowiak. Squares around a bunt. Leaves it outside for ball one.
See what Wakowiak can do here. They're now having a base runner.
Ozelski is very aggressive with his bunting. I think he's at least showed bunt in every at-bat. Laid one down in the first. 1-0 pitch here from Wakowiak. This one popped into right field. Should stay in play. McGowan trying to get there, and it drops foul. But it is a strike for Owen Wakowiak. It'll be 1-1.
Yeah, too bad we don't play the Muskies again this year, because now you have the scouting report. Now you know what he's going to do every time he goes at bat. Probably wants to bunt it.
And with good reason. He has been very good at
almost
it
had
so
that
far.
other one. It was the last at bat. Almost had a perfectly placed bunt. Just went foul.
The 1-1 from Wakowiak. Leaves it outside again, ball 2. Yanking the fastball right now. Both ones he's thrown outside by a good amount to Ozelski.
Yeah, let's hope he gets back on track here because those fastballs were hitting last couple of innings.
2 balls, 1 strike on Andrew Ozelski. Squares around to bunt again. Right back to Walkowiak. Turns around, throws it to first. Easy play. Moves the runner to second, but there's 1 out in this top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Walkowiak knew that was coming. Ran right to it. Made the play pretty easily.
Ozelski did his job. Moved the runner to second with 1 out. And Walkowiak trades that base runner for 1 out in the inning. That'll bring up Zach Rusich. Had an amazing game at the plate so far, doing exactly what he needs to do every time, whether it's moving a base runner or getting on base. 0-0 here, swings on it, curveball in the dirt, and it's strike 1. Very good chase pitch from Walkowiak, and he hasn't thrown a lot of those. I'm not sure Ruchis was expecting it. He's been mostly around the zone, has Owen Walkowiak. That one wasn't even close. 0-1 pitch with a man on second. Long look at him. Throws fastball right down the middle for strike 2. Looking like he's starting to settle back down and get back in his groove here is Walkowiak. He's got 0-2 quickly on Zach Ruchich.
There you go. Goes back in his groove where he goes, from fastball to, changeup or curveball.
0-2, leaves the fastball outside, ball 1. Still 1 out here. He's checking up on
Man, he is staring at that guy. He is making sure that he is not advancing.
1-2 pitch from Owen Walkowiak. Checking up a lot on Alexander on second. This one's fouled back over the screen by Zach Ruchich. Staying alive here with 2 strikes.
Maybe he just likes the way he looks.
He is taking
He's taking a lot of looks at him.
Big lead on second for Quentin Alexander. 1-2 pitch to Ruchich. Long pause. Quick pitch. Swung on and missed. He got the strikeout. Went to the high fastball on Ruchich. And Owen Walkowiak just racking up strikeouts so far. Man on second with 2 outs for Gayton.
Yeah, I thought that checking back on second like 50 times was going to throw him off a little bit. Nope.
Andy Gayton takes fastball. Strike 1 right down the middle.
There you go. It seems like he's settling down a little bit, getting back into it, getting more control of his fastballs, getting it over the plate.
Walkowiak still taking a lot of looks back at second for having 2 outs here. 0-1 pitch. Swung through by Andy Gayton for strike 2. Owen Walkowiak quickly ahead here.
There you go. Maybe the time in between the pitches maybe is good for him. Maybe that's what's getting him in this flow state he's in right now.
Looking to throw up his 3rd scoreless frame on this pitch. 0-2. Way inside. Alexander will take 3rd. It's a wild pitch for Owen Walkowiak. He was trying to give that one everything he had to get it by Andy Gayton.
Well, at least he doesn't have to keep staring at him at second base anymore now that he's at third base.
It's a much easier look for a right-handed pitcher to just give him a glance at third.
Also with the very rare chance that Alexander steals home.
1-2 to Andy Gayton. Walkowiak looking for this last strike to get out of this 8th. Kick and deal. Goes to the outside. Can't get it. 2-2. We have our second Deuces Wild of the game here. Running behind schedule. But we do have 2 here in the 8th. 2-2 pitch from Walkowiak. This one lined into right field. It'll be an RBI single for Andy Gayton. Alexander will come home to score, and it's 10-2 with a man on first.
Yeah, that wild pitch came back to bite him. Made Alexander move to third base, let him into scoring that run there. Still, Walkowiak was playing pretty good. Let that run up there. Kind of got away from him there a little bit.
Now we're going to see Mark Dye come to the plate with a man on first. Been consistent so far. See if Walkowiak can shut him down. First pitch way outside with the fastball. It's ball 1.
Yeah, let's hope Walkowiak's not getting in his head a little bit too much. Thinking about that. Losing that fastball a little bit.
Needs to calm down here. Just make a good pitch. Get a ground ball. Get out of this inning. 1-0. This one, exactly what he was looking for. Ground ball to Holmes. Flip to second. And Walkowiak's out of the inning. Muskies put up 1 in the 8th. It's 10-2 over the Corn Dogs. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Region Sports Network and Jed TV. Welcome back to the bottom of the 8th. Muskies lead your Corn Dogs 10-2. John Connor is going to be leading it off for the Corn Dogs against Jack Calejo. Put up a scoreless frame last inning, looking to do the same here. First pitch to the lefty, John Connors. Taken for ball 1.
See what Calejo does here. Let up a run. Oh, sorry, he did not let up a run the last inning. Came in, settled it down a little bit.
1-0 pitch from Calejo. Taken outside, got away from the catcher there. I think he just mishandled that one. Doesn't hurt anything. 2-0.
Yeah, they're probably one of the first mistakes he's made the whole game. Good to do it when there's, no one on.
2 balls, no strikes to Connors. First pitch from Calejo. Takes that one for strike 1. Little off speed right down the middle. Connors wanted nothing to do with it, but it's strike 1. 2-1 from Calejo. Check swing from Connors, and it's a strike anyway. He held back the swing, but umpire called it a strike, and it's 2-2 here.
Yeah, I kind of wish he didn't hold back on that one. Looked like would have gotten a piece of that if they let it follow through.
Calejo, a lot of shaking off signs here. Very long pause. Gets what he likes. Payoff pitch. Left outside, and it's full count. Connors works the count full.
There you go. See long at bat. See if he can
trying to
start this bottom of the 8th.
Making Calejo work. Calejo working much faster on this pitch. Sends it. Swung on and missed. He gets John Connors on strikes. Very good from Calejo there to battle through that long at bat and get the outcome he wanted. And that'll bring up Nolan Lasky. We might be seeing the end of Jack Calejo here.
Yeah, maybe they're just going to throw someone else in there. Don't want to work out their arms too much. As you have a new pitcher in the ball game. Interesting. Maybe they're thinking, they had that big lead. Don't want to risk anything going on this season.
We'll find out who that is momentarily.
Yeah,
not really sure why Calejo came out. He hadn't given up any runs.
Yeah, it was his first pitching of the whole year, too.
Went 2 scoreless, and he comes out of the game.
Well, I mentioned earlier, McDowell only had 1 start, pitched 2 innings, only let up 1 hit. Got taken out early in that game, so I don't know, maybe the Muskies have a different approach. Still have yet to see
it's 36
number. This looks like to be 36. Is he a lefty pitcher?
Yes, he is.
So, yeah, lefty pitcher. Ben Charlie.
Ben Charlie. All right, first
Coming in
lefty the Corn Dogs have faced. We'll see how it affects them. I'd say it can't get much worse than it already has. 2 runs through 8 innings, or 2 through 7 innings. See if they can get anything off the fresh lefty.
Yeah,
After the warm-up, it'll be Nolan Lasky.
Interesting. You think maybe you want to put him in there for this that last at bat, lefty on lefty matchup, but guess not.
Coming in to try and close it out. Looking like a lot of movement on these off-speed pitches.
Yep, maybe try to get in there, get these guys a chase, get some strikeouts, get out of this game unharmed.
Umpire signals for 3 more.
So Ben has pitched in the game. He pitched 1 inning, and since it says he let up 1 hit and 1 run on the year.
Ben Charlie looking to come in, settle in quick is going to be the key here. The Corn Dogs offense, though it hasn't been shown today, it is powerful. It could jump on you at any minute, so Ben Charlie needs to lock in quick here. Still 10-2 Muskies. He does have a cushion. First pitch to Nolan Lasky. Outside fastball for ball 1. Working with 1 out here in the 8th. Looking in for his sign. Big kick. This one's flown back over the press box for strike 1. Evens out the count at 1. Nolan Lasky put a good swing on that ball.
And for the first time I've noticed this game, I got my favorite score on the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. I don't know what we call that one, but if you have a special nickname.
1-1 pitch. Curveball, leaves it outside, tried to go back door, couldn't get there. It's 2-1. Generally we don't, but if we're going to call 2s deuces wild, I guess that would be aces wild.
Or you can just call it Fallon's favorite.
That works too. 2-1 pitch from Ben Charlie. This one lined on the ground right to the shortstop. Easy throw for Quentin Alexander. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Nice, hard hit, but easily fielded ground ball induced by Ben Charlie there.
As I said, good play there by Alexander. The Corralo, we've seen a lot of fielding errors, and that was a really hard hit ball. Good first at bat for Ben Charlie.
Going to see Braylon Holland here. Another Corn Dog playing in his first game, trying to get things started here.
It might be a little late to get things started, but hey, you never know.
2-out rally. First pitch from Charlie. Swung through by Braylon Holland for strike 1. A lot of movement, a lot of ride on the fastball from Charlie. It doesn't look like he's throwing super hard, but everything is tailing away from these hitters. 0-1 pitch. Swung through again. High heat from Charlie. He's got Braylon Holland on his toes. 0-2 here with 2 outs, looking to close out the 8th. Payoff pitch from Ben Charlie, looking for his first strikeout. And he gets it. Rings up Braylon Holland on strikes to close out the 8th. Muskies still lead 10-2. We head to the top of the 9th. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Region Sports Network and Jet TV. Welcome back to the top of the ninth. Muskies lead your Corn Dogs 10-2, and we have a pitching change for the Corn Dogs. Owen Walkowiak put in 3 innings of work, gave up 1 run, and now we're going to see Jake Tomitz take the mound in the ninth. The Muskies put in their lefty, and we're responding with one of our own. His first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Quickly gets ahead.
The Corn Dogs probably just trying to see, what he has back. Obviously, an 8-run game. Not, looking forward to coming back and stealing this one.
Second pitch flown into left field. This one could get down. No! It'll be caught by Jack Salzider for out number 1. And a very quick out for Jake Tomitz. That's what you like to see.
I thought for sure that was going to drop. I thought they hit it right in the gap between the center and left fielder, but flew a little more than I thought, popped a little higher than I thought. Had enough time to get there and catch it.
Jake Tomitz looking for his second strike, or looking for a second batter here. Leaves ball 1 up and inside. One-0 pitch here. Kind of a sidearm delivery. Tails it back to the outside corner for strike 1.
I'm not even going to, tell you what's on the scoreboard, but it might just be my favorite.
1-1 pitch from Tomitz. Slings strike 2. Very good. That fastball is tailing away from the right-handed hitter, and he's painting the outside corner right now.
Every high school broadcast I've done, I've always mentioned the 1-1 on the scoreboard. And the last game I did over the weekend,
1-2, grounded right back up the middle. Holmes, easy play. Throw to first. Lasky to stretch. Got it. 2 away here for Jake Tomitz, making it look easy out there on the mound right now.
There you go. Good play by Lasky. Get that, with a couple of fielding errors. Back to my story. Back to what I was saying. We've had that. Every time I do a broadcast, I mention that count. Every time I always say it's my favorite. And the last game, I think we had it 9 times. I counted. A lot of times, especially for a game that was only 5 innings. Happened a lot.
First pitch to Brody, grounded again to Holmes. No, Collins will cut it off. Throw to first in time for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning for Jake Tomitz in the ninth. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth. Corn Dogs trailing 10-2. Last ditch effort to come back here tonight. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Region Sports Network and Jed TV. Welcome back to the bottom of the ninth. The Corn Dogs' last effort to put some runs up on the board. We're going to see a new pitcher for the Muskies, Camden Kearney, coming in from the DH spot to take the mound in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, the Muskies, just trying to guess, maybe put anyone out there.
His first pitch driven right back up the middle. That'll be an easy single, maybe a double. Looking to stretch it. Yes, it will be an easy double. Easy double for Adam Walters. Nice and easy. Not Adam Walters, excuse me, Max Finn. Leadoff double for Max Finn. Now it'll be Adam Walters coming up with a man on second.
Maybe he'll get an extended base hit too.
Leadoff man aboard for, I believe, only the second time all game for the Corn Dogs. And Adam Walters up to the plate. 0-0 pitch from Camden Kearney. Taken right down the middle for strike one. Little off speed there from Kearney. Froze up Walters. Got ahead in the count. Here's the 0-1 from Kearney. Taking a look back. He'll throw strike two right down the middle. Same off speed pitch, same spot. And he's quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes to Adam Walters.
Yeah, Kearney's getting his stuff going after letting up a base hit. His first at bat, settling things down.
Payoff pitch from Kearney. Long look back. Very close on the outside corner, but it's taken for ball one.
I'm honestly surprised he didn't call that.
He gave Max Finn a long look before that pitch and just missed on the strikeout to Walters.
I was just going to say, in a 10-2 game, bottom of the ninth, your strike zone expands a little bit probably.
1-2 pitch, grounded to the right side, picked up, thrown to first, easy out. Runner will move to third, and man on third with 1 out here for Jack Salzider.
See if we can bring the runner at third home. The run's not going to do much in the long run. It's a little funny joke.
Seen a lot of very competitive at-bats out of Salzider, working very long counts and then getting walks out of it. See if he can do the same thing here. First pitch from Kearney, taken for ball one. (1-0) here to Jack Salzider. Big kick, takes it in the dirt. Ball two.
Yeah, let's see if he can bring him home. Maybe get some momentum going in the next game. Quick turnaround. Have a game tomorrow at the same time at 7 p.m.
Playing the Little Calumet Beavers. Taken ball. That looked like a very good pitch, and I think Gotch was a little crossed up there. Wasn't expecting that at all because he jumped out of his squat, and it ended up pretty close to the strike zone. Regardless, it's ball 3 to Jack Salzider. He'll take that pitch in the dirt, and it's another walk for Jack Salzider. First and third for the Corn Dogs with 1 out.
It's a 4-pitch walk, and there's potentially 2 pitches there that could have been called either way. Now, 2 base runners on for the Corn Dogs.
That curveball, especially, if Gotch could have stayed down in his stance and framed that, very, very good pitch there. We'll see Josh McGowan here with 1 out and men on first and third for the Corn Dogs. Step off, little malfunction with the music there.
Going on, had a step off. Yeah, happens.
We'll see Camden Kearney, the 0-0 to Josh McGowan. Taken low. And he's going to be called for a balk. 1 run is going to score from third. And Jack Salzider is going to move to second. And it's now 10-3. Muskees still lead. Josh McGowan has a 1-0 count worked here on the balk from Camden Kearney.
It's a weird one. Balk.
1-0 pitch. Taken for strike one on the inside corner. Very good location there from Kearney. 1-1 here. Long look back at Jack Salzider from second. Swung on by Josh McGowan. Strike 2.
1-2 count here for Camden Kearney. Looking to get his second out of the inning here and close this game. The 1-2 from Kearney. Fouled back to the screen, and I flinched a little on that one.
Hey, I mentioned that earlier. I said, hey, do people still flinch? Because I got to make fun of for it. I actually didn't flinch there, so improving that a little bit. That's coming your way, though, not my way.
1-2 from Kearney. We'll see the payoff again. The pitch, breaking ball, hard check by McGowan. He wanted that one a lot and laid off of it for ball 2. Very good take.
Good save there by Gotch, who's had a pretty good game behind the plate for the Muskies.
2-2 from Kearney to McGowan with a man on second. Outside and low for ball 3, and it's a full count. Josh McGowan works the count full here against Kearney, making him throw a lot of pitches. Another long look back to Salzider on second. Payoff, popped into center field. Nice and easy. It'll be Olzelski underneath it. Thinks about a tag from Salzider, thrown in, and he stays at second. 2 away here in the bottom of the ninth. Last-ditch effort for the Corn Dogs. And who else but Christian Holmes should step up to the plate? 4 for 4 so far. And he's looking to stay hot.
Yeah, let's see if he can go 5 for 5 and the night off with something positive for the Corn Dogs going into the next game.
Leadoff pitch to Holmes from Kearney. Taken back over the screen into the parking lot for strike 1. Kearney quickly gets ahead on that. Outside fastball, and it was tipped straight back. Ahead in the count here is Kearney. We'll see how he uses that. 0-1. Swung on by Christian Holmes. Breaking ball to the outside, and it's quickly 0-2. Corn Dogs down to their last strike in this season opener.
Pretty big swing there by Holmes.
He wanted a lot of that one.
He wants to go 5 for 5. Maybe have another RBI on the season.
0-2 pitch from Kearney to Holmes. Taken high for ball 1. And he was going for that. He was going for all the glory on that pitch. High fastball, swing and a miss to end the game, and he didn't get it. Holmes laid off pretty easily. 1-2. Still long looks back at second base from Kearney. The pitch taken inside, curveball, went for the freeze, couldn't get it. 2-2 here. We get our third Deuces Wild of the game with potentially 1 out left in the game.
Yeah, Deuces Wild to potentially end the game.
The 2-2 from Kearney, still paying Jack Salzider a lot of attention back there at second. The kick, the deal, check swing, ball 3. Christian Holmes held it back, and it was outside.
Man, Kearney's right there, man.
Little appeal to the second base umpire, and he said he held back.
Seems like it's been 3 straight at-bats. He's had near strikeouts.
The full count. Chopped back to the screen. Still full count. 3-2. Christian Holmes fighting for his life and for the game to keep going for the Corn Dogs here. Trying to get aboard. Trying to keep what they have going. Put up 1 in the inning already and with a man on second. 2 outs here. Full count pitch from Kearney to Christian Holmes. Chopped back to the screen again, stuck in the screen, and Holmes stays alive to see another one.
All right, I'm not going to be the one who climbs up there and gets that ball.
And that one might be there when we come back tomorrow night.
You don't see that a lot.
Long dig in from Holmes there. Kearney with the 3-2. Taken for ball 4 in the dirt. Christian Holmes draws a walk.
This game just refuses to end.
And it'll be first and second for Billy Jones here with 2 outs.
See, hey, maybe you can get some runs here. Maybe a little 2-out rally. Really late. Still down by 7, but
First pitch here to Billy Jones. Taken for ball 1 on the outside. Very good take from Jones there. Great located pitch by Camden Kearney. Billy Jones didn't bite. The 1-0. Swung through by Billy Jones for strike 1. Went with that same pitch, and he liked it that time. Couldn't get it. 1-1.
yeah, Kearney's been throwing some good pitches. He just can't finish at bats and get those strikeouts he wants.
1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs with 2 aboard here for Kearney as his next pitch to Billy Jones is left high and outside for ball 2. Billy Jones, very experienced, very disciplined hitter. He's not going to swing at much that isn't a strike. He makes pitchers work for everything. 2-1 here. Swings on that one right down the middle and fouls it back.
And we got your Deuces Wild again.
Another one. We're racking them up. That's 4 on the game.
2 in just this inning.
We're going to get a little break here. The umpire walks out to the mound to give Camden Kearney a new game ball. Corn Dogs could be down to their last strike again here. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the 9th. Men on first and second. Corn Dogs trail the Beecher Muskies 3-10. Billy Jones digging in. Camden Kearney comes set, trying to close this one out. The pitch. Taken in the dirt for ball 3, and we have another 2-out full count. Corn Dogs hitters being very disciplined right now. Batting like their lives depend on it, and at this point, they do. 2 outs in the 9th.
I'm surprised they're not a little more aggressive. Chasing on some, want some big hits to try to make it a little bit closer.
3-2 from Kearney. Runners take off. This one's popped high into center field. It'll be Ozelski under it, and this ball game is over. Corn Dogs drop game 1 to the Beecher Muskies 10-3 as their offense just struggled to get going in this one. Very good pitching from the Beecher Muskies. And your player of the game is going to be Christian Holmes, 4 for 5 with a walk. And he was one of the sole bright spots of this Corn Dogs offense tonight.
Yeah, I mean, probably the only bright spot, I would say, of this game. Scored 2 runs himself. Had that leadoff home run. I thought the game was going to go a little bit different, starting off with that. Rest of the game, the offense couldn't get anything going, and then the pitching, kind of let it go in those middle innings.
That was the story in this one, and we'll be back here tomorrow night as the Corn Dogs take on the Little Calumet Beavers at Legacy Fields at 7 p.m. I've been Tate Hildebrandt here with Thalen Williams. You've been listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on Region Sports Network and JED TV. Good night.